For the entire time leading up to the launch of Theseus, I kept reiterating that I hoped it would be more than just God of War in VR. But after completing the entire 2.5-hour story, I have to say that infusing a little more God of War into this game might be exactly what it needed. So what is Theseus exactly? Well, ultimately, it's a third-person, linear adventure that's heavy on narrative and light on, well, pretty much everything else. And while there's a lot to do, fighting, climbing, and even some extremely minor puzzles, I came away feeling pretty unimpressed, because although Theseus does a few things right, it never quite comes together. Graphically, Theseus starts off on the right note. As we trudge through a river of blood, the camera hovers over your shoulder and follows smoothly behind. But soon after, we're relegated to virtually static camera angles for about half of the game. Scenes with the Minotaurs certainly impress, but nothing else here really ever does, including the controls. Climbing and descending ledges always yield button prompts, making them feel more like QuickTime events than actions. And combat never really comes together either. It's mostly mindless, clunky button mashing. And other than a short loading screen, there's no real penalty for failure. Too much of Theseus feels like a tech demo, a proof of concept for something bigger. Early on, there's a scene where you feel through the darkness, torch in hand, fending off enemies by waving the flame in their direction. And as the number of glowing eyes start to multiply in the dark all around you, it creates a real sense of dread. There's a spark of brilliance in that scene that never gets repeated, or even fully realized. And that's Theseus in a nutshell, brimming with potential that unfortunately never gets realized.